stock that I added to my portfolio in late 2022 is Redfin, the real estate disruptor that had been beaten down over 95% at that point. And think this is going to be one of the stocks that I'll be really, really glad I bought in about 5 or 10 years. Maybe not so much at the end of this year. Um, the real estate market is just very, very slow right now. As a company that specializes in brokerage, mortgages, title, insurance, things like that, it's not a great time. So Redfin's business performed terribly in 2022. It was losing money at a very alarming pace. A big part of that was its Redfin Now iBuying business, where it would buy and sell houses directly. And so it made some difficult decisions. It shut down the Redfin Now division before it got too big and too out of control. iBuying was a much bigger money loser for, say, Zillow before it pulled the plug finally. And it made the difficult decision to conduct 3 separate rounds of layoffs. Of course, nobody likes that, but it does seem like they're making all the right moves. So first, the bad news from the quarter. Redfin, their revenue was down 45% year over year. Some of that was because of the iBuying business was just had already been kind of struggling before it was being wound down, and some of that is the brokerage business is just not what it was. The real estate market's not great right now. The share of existing home sales in the U.S. that Redfin has dropped a little bit, but nothing to be alarmed about, like 1 basis point. Um, so it's not a great environment, and the company is not profitable yet. But here's the good news. So the good news is that Redfin's loss significantly narrowed from the first quarter of last year. It's been able to wind down the Redfin Now business quicker than a lot of people thought. At the end of the first quarter, they only had 5 homes left on their balance sheet. Because of this, they've been able to reduce debt by about $300 million. It's still relatively high for a business of Redfin's size, but this is definitely progress in the right direction. The company, it did lose money. Its revenue was down, but it was better than the market thought it was going to be. A lot of that is because it was able to wind down the Redfin business or the Redfin Now business very fast. The rental business, it acquired a company called RentPath, which it has since renamed to Rent out of bankruptcy in the past couple of years. The growth that company is posting is accelerating, not just doing well, but it's accelerating. It's doing a great job of getting its brokerage customers to also get mortgages and title search through Redfin. So that's really encouraging. And users on its app were only down 2% year over year, despite the dramatic slowdown in the real estate market. So the company says it's still on track for positive adjusted earnings this year and will be GAAP profitable in 2024. That could be helped, certainly, if the real estate market were to recover. But the company's not really counting on that. They're just making all the right moves given this current state of the market. And the company's projecting that in the second quarter, its revenue is going to be down about 20 to 24% from a year before and a narrower net loss. So the company is moving in the right direction, which is why the stock is up so dramatically this year. But if the real estate market does take a turn for the better, Redfin could certainly be a stock to watch. I am going to be owning it for a while. I like that they are the only brokerage that seems to want to disrupt the traditional pricing model. I know not all realtors agree with me. If you're one of the ones I talked to this past weekend at the Berkshire meeting, I know you disagree with me, but I do like that part of Redfin. And I think this is going to be a company to watch over the next few years. I think it'll be an interesting time in its evolution. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to click subscribe if you don't subscribe to my channel already. And as always, this video is sponsored by The Motley Fool. Be sure to visit www.fool.com/Frankel to receive the top 10 best stocks to buy now.